and then events. And I just want to say things build on each other. And again, this partnership of Doug and I talking constantly allows things to grow. Our free family fun at the falls actually started with, we have a partner in town called Bimbo Bakeries, and they do a project every year for the town. And they helped with Children's Park and wanted to do a ribbon cutting for all the work they had done, and wanted to have a free hot dog lunch. So Doug was telling me about that, and could we come and take pictures and just support it? And I was just like, well, you just can't have a ribbon cutting and have hot dogs. We need to make this a much grander, bigger event, which Doug agreed with, but just doesn't have the people and the time to make that happen. So Friends of the Valdese Rec added on craft stations, an activity in the creek. There's a creek that runs through there, and we had an educational program to dig around in the creek and find critters, and just more things for the whole family to stay there for the day instead of coming and eating a hot dog. And so now that's grown every year, and we've moved it to the falls because we have so many people, to have a free event for the community. So everything just builds on everything, and we get better and better as we go.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say about the I want to go back a little bit to the Trailblazers group. That's really a unique thing that Beth has been willing to do. We have this land, the 302 acres we have for Lakeside Park, was previously owned by Crescent, and then they sold it to Caldwell Timbers, who is a development company on the Catawba River, and they actually sold it to us. But that piece of land was an area that we really didn't have access to. It was owned by these folks, and also it was leased out to a hunt club. And all the years that was a hunt club, there were several trails that were kind of built on the property for hunting, and some of those trails will be useful and some aren't. But one of the things that Beth and the group has done together is they have had some trail builders out to do like little classes or seminars to teach our folks that are part of the Friends group, some of the young people, exactly how to build trails, sustainable trails, and trails that are not going to wash out, trails that are done properly. They're going to be long-term trails. Well, one of the trails that we were going to have for the park was not a real long trail, but obviously it still adds an expense when you're doing your build for the park. And her group decided that they wanted to take this trail on. How long is this trail? Like a 1/12 of a mile?
Yeah, it's just a 1/10 of a mile.
1/10 of a mile. Okay, so it's a short trail, but it's also a very substantial trail because it actually takes us to a really beautiful part of our park and makes it where folks that are maybe older or don't get around as well can easily get to that destination, because the other ways of getting there are up and down a whole lot. So this one followed the edge of the water and actually is a very level trail. But her group came out, and actually over how long a period of time did you guys work on that trail?
We started Christmas Eve and went through Memorial Day. So almost 6 months working on it every 2 weeks.
And it is an absolutely beautiful trail, well done. It's going to be there forever. I mean, it's just done exactly how professional trail builders would do it, and it actually accomplished a real need that we had, and saved us a lot of money, and really allowed the Friends group to have a real investment of time and effort and in the park, which was really helpful. So.
Hey, Doug, I thought of one more thing we do.
Okay.
We can bring people to town council meetings. You reminded me talking about the splash park.
Yeah, I was going to tell that story.
You want to tell it? You can go ahead and tell it.
Well, you can tell about it, but let me kind of build up to that, because I told you we had some frustrations with that project. And this was before we had actually started trying to purchase or maybe it was right around the same time we were looking to try to purchase the 302 acres. But we had some of these challenges, and when we found out the additional funds it was going to take to build this park next door, actually some of our town council members became a little bit, maybe started getting to the point of maybe we just need to give this money back to the Parks and Recreation Trust Fund and give it back to Kate B. Reynolds and tell the folks that are giving us money that we're not going to be able to do this project because it's just going to be a little too much. And when we did that, we kind of let Beth's group know what was going on. And I didn't really plan this, so Beth can take 100% credit for this, because I might have lost my job if I'd have been the one planning this. But Beth, you tell them a little bit about what happened as they were talking about maybe whether they were going to do this park or not.
Well, so Doug called and told me what was going to go on, and that the whole project may fall apart based on what council is going to vote on. And this is again when Doug was saying he could plead to council and try to tell stuff, but council may be that we're tired of hearing from you, Doug. Of course you want this. So with the splash park, which was also going to include a building for exercise and senior events, I know people in the community, so I contacted 5 people to kind of reach the different areas. I contacted a lady who's about 95 years old and still comes to exercise classes and wanted that building for all her senior friends to come and speak, and a well-respected lady in the community. I contacted a pastor at one of our churches who also has the kids programming after school and in the summer to come and talk about investments in kids and what that means. I found somebody who went to a splash park in a neighboring town who recorded just the sounds of kids running through water and how much fun that is. And, also I spoke. So I had these key people come give exact reasons of why we needed to go forward with this building and make the investment. And I think it made a difference. We have a splash park and a building now.
Yeah, that meeting definitely made a huge difference, and we were able to move forward with that. So it was awesome.
And we had another case where the Valdese Lakeside Park was about to be derailed also at a council meeting. And we got word that people may be changing their mind. And that time we've been arguing our points for a year. It wasn't about points, it was going to be about people. So I had about 50 people come to the council meeting to show support and hold up signs, and just a few people talk, but I was really getting frustrated because they wanted to implement the fire code and not let all my people in. So we had some out in the parking lot. But just when council hears and sees what people want, I mean, I've seen it, it makes an impact. They get it.
Yeah, big help. Also, I want you to tell them a little bit about some of the things that you're doing right now at the park while we are waiting for our funding to, for the things to go out to bid and for us to actually start construction. What are some of the things that the Friends Group is actually doing out at Lakeside Park right now to help us out and to, really allow it to be a good place for people to actually go out even before we've had a chance to fully develop it?
Certainly. Yes, the Friends of the Valdese Rec maintains Valdese Lakeside Park right now because it is just 300 acres of forested property and there's not anything out there. Doug's department just doesn't have the people to put on it, and at first the town thought, well, we have the property, but we won't open it up until there's actual amenities there. I knew from being on the property that everybody would love it just the way it was. And also, as promotion goes, if I didn't have people out there enjoying the park, seeing it, I was not going to get more donations and more people believing in the park. So since the property closed in January of 2018, Friends of the Valdese Rec has been responsible for maintenance, which is cutting the grass every 2 or 3 weeks, keeping the trails clear, a lot of that basic stuff. We've also taken the time to map the park, the trails that are out there, and mark them. A lot of trails had been there from when the property was select cut and when the Hunt Club had been out there on their ATVs. So we didn't mess up things for our master park plan. That's very important to have the plan. But we've just been making the property enjoyable and easy to use and fun for everybody during this time that we wait. And we've marked some more trails, and we have monthly walks on the Greenway, which again started 2 years ago just to help people become familiar with the park. But now that's become a social activity. Like, people will come every month just to see their friends and talk and get out. So we do that. We've done some Tales and Trails events where people bring their dogs, and National Trails Day every June. We've had a senior picnic out there. So we just keep trying to promote the property and keep it in people's faces and do things like that. And like I say, right now, this time of year, the grass cutting is a big thing because the whole Greenway is just a big patch of grass right now. And then we keep a Facebook page about it and what people are seeing out there. We do guess the plants. It's very educational, everything we've been seeing out there this year. I've seen box turtles lay eggs for the first time. All the wildlife. It's just been an amazing opportunity for the town to learn and get out and experience. With the pandemic, we started seeing people, maybe about 40 to 50 people a day, come to the park. During April, when all the state parks were closed, we had a week where we had 150 people a day coming to Valdese Lakeside Park, and that's just with a grass parking lot and 300 acres. There's no amenities out there yet. That many people coming and starting to go ahead and put in their kayaks and fishing more, picnicking, just really enjoying the property. So it has been a lifesaver that we have this park.
Absolutely. Well, I know that you guys did not join the webinar just to hear us talk about all the things that we've been able to do with the Friends group, but I guess I wanted to start off this webinar just showing how effective a Friends group can be in helping us. And so, I thought it was important that you saw that it wasn't just a neat concept that we have, or just something we just kind of started and we were hoping it works. We wanted you to see that we have already seen some tremendous things happen. So I want to talk maybe a little bit more. Let's see, they did something to the screen here. So let me see if I can get to the next thing. Well, another thing one more point here before I move to the next slide is they provide valuable feedback and brainstorming opportunities for us. Because we built such a strong relationship with this group, they've really become a great group of people to get together and talk about new initiatives, new opportunities that we have, and really just to pick their brains about what are some things that we can do to make things better, what direction we need to go in different areas here at the Recreation Department. So they've really been a